Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel and never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon, find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes. Washington Nationals vs Arizona Diamondbacks. The Nationals are a scrappy bunch, but I don't really like their odds in this matchup. With the Diamondbacks turning to their ace, Zach Gallen, I think they'll cruise to a multi-run victory in the series finale. Arizona's offense should be able to produce a ton of run support in this matchup. However, I'll save those numbers for below. I'd like to talk about Gallen. The right-hander has owned the Nationals over a small sample size of 17 at-bats, limiting their current roster to a slash line of .118/.167/.118. Furthermore, at home, Gallen has looked pretty good this season, logging a 3.48 ERA while holding the opposition to a .242 average. Without Lane Thomas traded to Cleveland in the lineup for Washington, this could be a rough spot for them to get their offense going. I'll back Arizona on the run line. Take Arizona Diamondbacks minus 1.5 runs. I think there's a realistic chance that the Diamondbacks clear this total by themselves. For starters, Arizona's offense has been on a tear recently, ranking 10th in WRC 121 and 8th in WOBA .342 over the last 14 days. Against lefties, which Mackenzie Gore is, their 8th 113 and 7th .331 in those respective categories. The D-backs also sit second in Bobby .328 against LHP this year. On top of those numbers, Arizona has seen Gore well, slashing .342/.359/.447 against him over 38 at-bats. Finally, Washington's bullpen has been unreliable this year, ranking 20th in ERA 4.19 and 22nd in WHIP 1.31. In the same categories, Arizona is 22nd 4.23 and 26th 1.37. I think the Diamondbacks put up runs all throughout this game, and both teams should have opportunities late. Give me the over 8.5 runs. Seattle Mariners vs Boston Red Sox. When diving into the previous 7 starts, there is a clear difference between these pitchers, as George Kirby is 2-2 with a 2.03 ERA and a 0.92 WHIP in 44.1 innings, while Brayan Bello is 4-1 with a 5.73 ERA and a 1.51 WHIP in 37.2 innings in that stretch. These teams as a pitching staff in July show massive separation as well, with Seattle leading baseball with a 3.07 team ERA while Boston is tied with the St. Louis Cardinals for 23rd with a 5.05 team ERA. Go with the Seattle Mariners to pick up a win here. Since the All-Star break, these teams have been able to score a handful of runs each, as both teams have played 11 games thus far. The Mariners are scoring 4.55 runs per game, while the Red Sox are averaging an incredible 6.64 runs per game in that span. Neither bullpen is doing better than mediocre this season, as Seattle is 12th with a 3.81 reliever ERA, while the Red Sox are 17th with a 4.14 bullpen ERA. Go with over 9.5 runs in this game. Chicago Cubs vs Cincinnati Reds. The Cubs' offense has been too inconsistent this season to have confidence backing on the road. Lodolo has tossed well against the Cubs in the past, and his high strikeout rate will only be a further headwind for the Chicago offense, as they are striking out at one of the highest rates in baseball. Hendricks has struggled in terms of allowing home runs lately, and he's given up at least one in his last 3 starts against Cincinnati. With the Reds launching the long ball this month, look for them to come away on top here. Cincinnati money line. As touched on, Lodolo has tossed against the Cubs well historically, and we should expect that trend to continue here, as he is losing his strongest ERA and OBA at home this season. Both of these offenses sit bottom 10 in terms of strikeout rates, and even with the uptick in home runs, Cincinnati still sits 28th in overall batting average. Meanwhile, Chicago is bottom 10 in both home runs and hits for extra bases. This total is simply too high. My total pick is under 9.5 runs. Pittsburgh Pirates vs Houston Astros. Framber Valdez is pitching well for the Astros lately. He has allowed 3 earned runs or less in 7 straight starts. Valdez has a record of 9-5 with a 3.43 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, and a 98/38 KBB ratio in 18 starts this season. Opposing batters are hitting .250 against Valdez. The Astros have been good on offense this season. They are in the top 10 or just outside the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Houston will win this contest by 2 or more runs. Bet the run line minus 1.5 and take Houston. The Astros have been good on offense this season. They are in the top 10 or just outside the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. While Pittsburgh's offense is not good, they should still score some runs on Valdez, as opposing batters are hitting .250 against him. The over will hit in this contest. Take the over 8 runs. Los Angeles Dodgers vs San Diego Padres. There is no team in the MLB that is in better form than the Padres right now. They have won 8 of their last 9 games entering this game, and they have been on fire since the All-Star break. They are starting Dylan Cease, who has been electric. He is coming off of a no-hitter, and the Padres have won 3 straight games that he has started. The Dodgers have struggled entering this game, and they start Clayton Kershaw, who hasn't started on the road yet this season. Los Angeles is also hitting under .210 against the Padres this season. Ride the hot hand and take the home team. My team pick is San Diego Padres minus 1.5 runs. The two teams will be put into a tough pitcher's duel on Wednesday. The Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw versus the Padres' Dylan Cease will provide for some great theater. I expect this game to feel like a playoff game and for not many runs to be scored. The Dodgers are hitting just .208 against the Padres this season. Take the under 8.5 runs. Colorado Rockies vs Los Angeles Angels. The Rockies have lost 5 in a row while the Angels have won their last 2 games. Both teams are well out of the playoff race, especially Colorado, who have the second fewest wins in baseball. Still, the Rockies have good road value in this game because of the pitching matchup. Freeland was rocked in his last start, but was solid in his few starts before that. Daniel had a solid season debut in late June, but in 2 starts since has been lit up for 12 runs in 9 innings. While Colorado has the worst bullpen era, the Angels only rank 25th in that category. Freeland will have the better outing, and the Rockies will be better at the dish, and add that up, and you get a Colorado win. The total for Game 1 of this series went well over, and that is the pick I am leaning towards in Game 2. The Angels only rank 26th in the majors in runs scored but have totaled 18 runs in their last 2 games. They will get some runs, but not a ton, against Freeland, who was not sharp in his last start but was in his previous few starts before that. The Rockies will get it done at the plate in this game, facing Daniel, who has given up 12 runs in 9 innings in his last 2 outings. This Game 2 will be similar to Game 1 in a high-scoring affair, and in what is the opposite of a pitcher's duel, the over is the pick. Oakland Athletics vs San Francisco Giants. The San Francisco Giants currently find themselves in 4th place in the MLB National League West Division with a record of 5.346. This season, the Giants have averaged 4.39 runs and 8.25 hits per game, boasting a team batting average of .245 and an on-base percentage of .316. However, they have a run differential of -19, as their opponents are averaging 4.57 runs and 8.65 hits per game against them. Additionally, opposing teams have been more effective at the plate, batting .257 with an on-base percentage of .326 when facing the Giants this season. This season, the San Francisco Giants hold a run line record of 51-58 overall, with a home run line record of 24-31. Following a loss, they have shown some resilience, managing a run line record of 28-27, which reflects their capacity to rebound in those scenarios. However, the Giants have faced challenges recently, failing to cover the run line in their last 2 games, although they successfully covered in 4 of their last 7 matchups. The pitching matchup in this game lends to a solid bet on the Giants. Go with the San Francisco Giants in this MLB Bay Area matchup. The Oakland Athletics currently occupy 5th place in the American League West Division with a record of 45-64. This season, they average 4.17 runs and 7.73 hits per game, boasting a team batting average of .232 and an on-base percentage of .303. However, they have a run differential of -62, as opponents are averaging 4.73 runs and 8.59 hits per game against the A's. Additionally, opposing teams have been effective at the plate, batting .257 with a team on-base percentage of .331 when facing Oakland this season. The Oakland Athletics have a run line record of 5.752 this season across all games. When playing as the visiting team, they have a balanced run line record of 2.828. Following a win, the A's have recorded a run line of 21-23, demonstrating some resilience in those situations. Recently, they covered the run line in their last game and have been particularly strong, managing to cover in 9 of their last 12 outings. My team pick is San Francisco minus 1.5 runs. This season, the Oakland Athletics have seen 50 out of their 109 games exceed the posted point total, showcasing a notable offensive performance, with 23 of their 56 road games contributing to that statistic. However, the A's have struggled to maintain that momentum after victories, as only 16 of their 44 games following a win have surpassed the total, indicating a pattern of inconsistency in their scoring. Their most recent game went under the posted total, aligning with a trend where 4 of their last 8 outings have also finished below the projected total. In contrast, the San Francisco Giants have been more prolific in this regard, recording 57 games that have exceeded the posted total out of their 109 games played, with 26 of those occurring at home. Following a loss, the Giants have been able to bounce back, as evidenced by 30 of their 55 games going over the total in such scenarios. Nevertheless, their last game also fell under the posted total, which is part of a concerning trend for them, as 10 of their last 14 games have concluded below the mark, highlighting a potential offensive lull as the season progresses. Go under the posted total in this big-time MLB matchup. My total pick is under 8 runs.